we're talking about a trailer.
What do you mean? We've done that. We did that for Star Wars. We did that for Batman v Superman. We did that for
Yeah,
Suicide Squad. We just haven't done it in a while because
because two of those movies, like you mentioned, were basically polishing pieces of shit.
Okay, let me finish. Because there hasn't been a trailer good enough to talk about. That's what it is.
We didn't do one for Rogue One.
Yeah, and both of those were great, but this one's a lot better.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So how about, before we talk about Logan, let's talk about our history with the X-Men movies.
Let's just talk about this movie.
Okay, I'll say this.
All the X-Men movies are 1 and 2.
One's okay, two's good.
No, I'm gonna say this. 1 and 2 are amazing. First Class is really good.
Awesome.
Days of Future Past is like the best one.
Yeah.
While X3 is shit, and X-Men Origins Wolverine is the worst movie I've ever seen. And the Wolverine's pretty good. I like
Wolverine's
the Wolverine.
mad.
No, it's well directed. Like, just other than that, like, if you take rid of that 5-minute period at the end, Hugh Jackman's great in it. The direction's great.
Yeah,
so,
it's just the fact that I feel like the concept of the movie I like. It's just the fact that I feel it didn't really take advantage of it.
I don't think that's true. I think the only thing it did to like kind of hurt itself was just that the one villains. Part of the. It was just the one part. It wasn't even the villain because the one, spoiler alert, the one like the guy he saves is the villain. That's fine, but just like the weird like the dragon lady and the giant sumo robot thing. That was stupid.
It's like, basically just a setup movie to wait till we get to Days of Future Past.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool, but anyway, like the best thing about the X-Men movies has been Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's everybody's favorites. He's what you think about when you think of X-Men. He's like he turns every interaction to any other X-Men he has any interaction with. He makes it so much better. Characters that weren't really a big deal before, he made way more fun, like Scott and like Jean Grey. All of those people, like he brought them into the thing and like made them like just like his interactions with them were great. Is what I'm saying. Okay,
that's
like
just like
with every other X-Men character, he makes it great, and like that's why Nick. Other than Christian Bale as Batman, there's been no one who has been a better superhero in multiple movies.
Yeah, for me, mine is probably like James McAvoy as Xavier.
I mean, he's awesome, but like this guy's been doing it this entire time, like from start to finish.
Yeah,
and he carried like he wasn't like everyone was amazing in Days of Future Past, but he was the main guy there. Well, he was the main kid. He's the one who went back. Like he didn't save the day at the end, and that's one of the things that made the movie great. But it's true. He was the main guy because he had to go through talking to people rather than like getting them to believe him by him stabbing them. Anyway, so Hugh Jackman is amazing, and we need a perfect because they like hinted Old Man Logan up for a while, including like him just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm getting up there in age. Oh, Old Man Logan, think about that how you want." So they're doing it. It is last movie. This needs to be perfect. The trailer came out. I was already hugely hyped.
Yeah,
this is the best trailer since the second Force Awakens trailer.
In fact, like
maybe the third one. The Force Awakens trailer and this are like
I kind of like this more than the Force Awakens trailer because I didn't expect myself to enjoy the trailer this much.
Obviously, the music.
Just Johnny Cash.
It just builds as the trailer. Like this trailer had a beginning, middle, and end. Usually you don't get that. And usually you don't need that because usually when they do that, they summarize the entire movie. But here it was actually like perfect.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Logan is loosely adapted from the comic book storyline called Old Man Logan by Mark Millar, which takes place in a dystopian alternate reality where an older version of Wolverine...
Not spoil anything?
I haven't read the comic yet, I just...
Okay. Yeah, no. What were you saying?
Where an older version of Wolverine is basically now a loner and trying to atone for something, and has sworn never to, pop the claws again because something happened.
But yeah, the trailer starts off scars all over him, so he doesn't have the ability to heal anymore. He just doesn't have
can't do that.
It's gone. Like he's old. Like he's literally he looks old. His face is all messed up. He's got gray. He looks like an old guy. He looks like that one dude from The Last of Us, especially when the girl shows up next to him. But like Patrick Stewart just looks like he might be he may be in Cerebro. We don't know, but it's just a tent. He just looks like sad and old.
He looks
crushed.
And not to mention that in the trailer, they just the trailer tells us that all the mutants are gone.
Yeah,
now.
they're just gone. They don't need like a huge explanation of it. They need to like do it and make it make sense, but they don't need to like harp on it.
Because one thing, I have read the plot summary, and don't worry, it's no spoilers because the movie didn't come out yet. But one of the things that they did confirm, even though the actor playing this character hasn't been announced, but they announced that one of the antagonists in this movie is going to be Nathaniel Essex, also known as Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, is that who the one guy from Narcos is playing, the bald or the blonde guy?
No, he's playing someone else called Donald.
Ooh, so we haven't seen Sinister. I'm pumped because that guy's great in Narcos and he's great here. And do we know who's casted as Mr. Sinister or no?
We don't know yet. They kept it secret.
Kept it secret. We're 5 months away from the movie. We just got a teaser. We still don't know who the villain is. Crazy.
Yeah, we don't know it, and also the fact that
anyway. So yeah, let's move on through the trailer. So it does that, and then it just shows like how messed up he is, and then it shows like, oh, this person's like you, very like, I don't know who X-23 is, and I don't know if I want to know, but I'm guessing she's just a mutant because there's no mutants anymore, so maybe she's a mutant. Don't tell me who it is, please.
Yes, Brock.
I don't want it spoiled for me, but I'm guessing that like him and Patrick Stewart have to take her there, and it's like it builds. But anyway, you talk about like what you thought of that stuff.
Yeah, I'll say like the first thing that we brought up was the fact that this does not feel like an X-Men movie because when you look at the marketing for Apocalypse, it just looks like you're
just pure CGI
and like an average. It just looks like an average run-of-the-mill X-Men movie. This does not. There's this feeling of hopelessness and tragedy, and
everybody just looks tired. They sound tired.
Patrick Stewart, Patrick Stewart, you hear the weariness in Charles' voice. Like you feel like, and there's this overall sense that there's, and I have a feeling that unlike Days of Future Past, which is more a story about hope. This is going to be an incredibly depressing movie.
Yeah, and you can tell that in the trailer, because as the trailer goes on, the song picks up, he starts, like, driving around the car, people are coming after him, Patrick Stewart's just holding on the back seat, he can't move his legs, and then they keep going through, and more crazy stuff happens, and Hugh Jackman starts bringing out the claws, like, right when they're after the one girl, he just, like, he goes out and pulls the claws, like, down, and you're like, damn, like, he's really, like, going after this, and then there's one shot of them just all kind of laughing for a split second.
That was my favorite shot of the trailer, because it's them basically just sitting on a table and just smiling, having fun. Because it's
just one little thing where, like, one thing where they're all happy, and it shows you, like, it's not gonna last, because then it goes right back to him having to kill people, and, like, everyone chasing after them.
I'm hoping that
action scenes.
What I'm hoping that they're gonna do is that they're going to show, like, the hopeful moments, like what we see in the trailer, are going to be very hopeful moments to give these people some humanity, and I have a feeling that these hopeful moments will only be momentary, because
well, clearly, like, they're not gonna spend the whole movie just going, this thing's not so bad. All the mutants are gone, but it's okay.
Yeah, and
also, if all the mutants are gone, and I don't want to necessarily know this, but like how is Patrick Stewart still alive if it's only been like
maybe this didn't affect him.
I guess. Like, are they that old, or what's...
Patrick...
Well, I know Patrick Stewart's an old guy, but I thought if this is way into the future, then, that makes sense.
Yeah, and also,
Logan can...
It didn't look as dystopian and apocalyptic as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it just looks, like, run down, and I think I'm okay with that. I think it fits more. Like, when he's pulling on the shirt and it, like, hurts him... And the song starts,
and you see like all this desert and trucks driving by. There's a guy with a cyborg hand.
Yeah, and it keeps escalating, and then and then this only is in the Red Band trailer, but it's awesome. Although the trailer's still amazing without it, he just goes in and puts the claws right through a guy's head.
Yeah.
And, like, that's awesome. And then right after all that brutality, it just goes to him, and I'm just going to call X-23 Elle, because she looks way too much like the one girl from The Last of Us. Elle just grabs his hand. It's just, like, holding his hand, because, like, after all that, he's still, like, just the good guy that's trying to help her. But he's going to have to do all this messed up stuff to save her.
Yeah, and not to mention that, like, there's a shop where, like, it's very much in the dark, but you see Logan stopping something with his claws.
Yeah, you see that too. Also,
a lot of people are saying that it's the girl. it's
the girl attacking him.
Yeah,
Really?
because Charles said she's a lot like you.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, very much
It's
like
very-
you. It could be.
It very much. I kind of feel it would be a great dilemma for her. Basically, since she was born as this experiment, maybe that they try to turn her as like a weapon,
Yeah.
and her being with Logan is very much her trying to regain her humanity. And of course, well, people like Mr. Sinister and the guy with the cyborg hand are basically trying to take her back and turn her into a killing machine.
Yeah.
And I'll also say is that the fact that one of the things I loved most about the trailer is the fact that you don't know what's going to happen in this movie, because even in Days of Future Past, you know that everything's going to be okay.
The end of Days of Future Past kind of surprised all the people they brought back,
Yeah.
and that was great and emotional because you hadn't seen them since the original trilogy, so that was like a great moment. But this, I don't know, because Patrick Stewart, it's probably his last movie. Got to send him out with a bang. Probably, well, this is Hugh Jackman's last movie, and there's no cigar in the trailer.
In
Very
fact,
surprising.
there's a moment in the trailer where like it happens at the end where like you see Logan and the girl with a shovel, and I think
they could be burying him.
They could be burying Charles.
And, this would be him actually dying, not X3 dying. Because X3 doesn't count. X3
X3
sucks.
never happened.
Terrible.
And
And
here's
Zack Snyder's just like, I'm just going to make Days of Future Past just to wipe this aside.
Bryan Singer. You're
But
confusing him.
they're all directors. Doesn't matter.
All directors. And
The writers are the real heroes.
yes, I know the writers are usually the real heroes. And going back to the whole thing, one thing I'll say is that like this movie to me felt more like because if you were to ask me if the guy who directed 3:10 to Yuma did the Wolverine movie that happened a few years back,
The Wolverine movie was well directed. It just just the stuff at the end, and like they clearly like Fox kind of had like some sort of like you should probably do like a fight scene at the end. Like they clearly expected him to do something like that. Like that's just how their movies end. But this one, they're giving him creative control,
and this one
they're making.
They're basically going to show, Wolverine. We're gonna put him through hell in this movie.
I feel like he's gonna have to die in this one.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't think they should recast, not because they shouldn't have more Wolverine, but I feel like after he's gonna go through this whole Old Man Logan arc, I just don't think it would make any I don't think it would make sense to go through this like final ending and there's like, oh yeah, and here's a new Wolverine. Like, he's the only guy who spanned through both like the original trilogy and like the Days of Future and like the First Class through Apocalypse like trilogy thing.
Yeah, like those, and even though I've heard,
apparently I haven't. Apocalypse was marketed so methly, and like it was like everyone like said it was pretty that there's too much. Like I work in a movie theater, so I can get in for free, and I still just didn't take the time.
If you want to really introduce yourself to a X-Men story with Apocalypse, go read Age of Apocalypse. Because it's a story that very much involves time travel and like a dystopian.
Hey, we're not pushing for Marvel. Marvel's ending the X-Men.
Yeah, I have no idea why they
product.
I have no idea why
don't buy any Marvel comics, people. Don't do it.
Well, buy the good ones. Don't buy the shit ones.
Don't buy anything. Don't buy them.
Just okay. Yeah, I know Marvel is very much trying to get rid of
my channel. It's my channel.
Yeah, well, technically it's my channel, and I'm the one.
Anymore.
Okay,
I'm kidding. But I don't know. People do whatever the fuck you want.
One last thing I'll say before we head out is mostly about how, like, we talked about how we were praising like the main characters. How do you think this movie's going to handle the villains?
They're being really secretive about it. I think if it was just a normal like X-Men action villain, they'd say it pretty much like right out in center. There's only two reasons why they're holding it back, because it's a big twist, or it's important, or it's like amazing and they don't want people to know, like kind of the Matt Damon thing in Interstellar. Or they think it's awful and they're hiding or reshooting it. And they just wouldn't be this secret. Like, the movie's done shooting, so there's no way they can change it, and I don't think they'd actually try to hide it. Yeah. If it was a shitty villain, he'd be just there for action. And there aren't actions. Like, the action scenes in this trailer, there's, like, soldiers going in. Like, it's very grounded.
It's very gritty and harsh.
It's finally going to be an R-rated Wolverine. Where
he's not just people up. He's just stabbing them through the head, slicing their throats.
Anyway.
Wait, one last thing I'll say about the villains who they're going to bring in. how is like about the villains, like how these two villains that they're bringing in, like Nathaniel XX and Donald Pierce, who, you know, the guy with the cyborg hand you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, what exact is most the fact that how exactly are they going to handle these two villains? Because you could either make these, because you know how like the MCU have not a very good track record with their antagonists.
Fox, it's like or X-Men, it's Magneto they nailed.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's kind of
Both
the villain
versions.
for all of their movies. It's weird because he's just a part of every.
They attempted to
storyline.
bring in Apocalypse as the villain in that movie, but he's
apparently
more.
Apocalypse isn't bad. Apparently, like Apocalypse isn't bad. It's just sort of
The movie itself is.
yeah. Apparently, it's not great, but apparently, it's not bad either.
It's just
like he's
it's just
good.
run the moat.
I don't know. It's Oscar Isaac. You know he's gonna. Do
Yeah,
a good
he's
job.
Oscar Isaac, and he'll probably do a good job. It's just I feel like
I
he's
hate
not.
how they kept changing his voice in the trailer too. They nailed it the first time. It was great and assertive, and then they made it all like weird, weird like this. Like I'm not scared of that weird. It sounded like he was like choking on a muffin, and then they made it a mix. They're just like, oh, let's just mix the two together. So we
I'd
just
rather
get a happy
have him
medium.
sound
I'm
like a charismatic.
well, I guess it's
cult
better,
leader.
but yeah, exactly. He didn't command anything.
Yeah, I
when he was
don't.
there.
Well, I
But
was gonna.
I'll give it an open shot. But
Yeah, but one last
point,
thing
Nick.
we'll say about the trailer is if this film they're going to have this film be more basically like this gritty and intense like you know, Western akin to something like say 310 to Yuma, like a very 310 to Yuma vibe,
Same director.
which is like, you know, same director, and even Hell or High Water,
Yeah,
particularly.
I've got that vibe a little bit too.
Because are they going? If this film is going to be like, you know, the last movie, they need to pull. They can't play it safe.
Yeah, that's true. I'm curious to see what kind of ending they're gonna have for him.
I feel like
for
it
Hugh
should be a
Jackman.
bittersweet ending.
On one hand, it'd be great for it to be like a bittersweet ending because it's gonna be like crushing, and you know, like you're gonna feel really sad, you're gonna feel really moved, and he'll go out on an emotional like hit. But on the other hand, like Wolverine and Hugh Jackman, like his character has been getting screwed. All like he's had like nothing has gone his way across all three.
Especially
X-Men
with the movie
movies.
studio.
All X-Men movies. I'm not even talking about the studio. Like just literally like the character Wolverine has been getting screwed every movie, and it might be nice just to see him go out on a nice.
By basically the Sentinels.
A nice way. But yeah, it feels like the logical step to kill him at the end.
Yeah, but I'm saying like have him die in peace.
Yeah. Like he
have him
saves
die,
X-23/L and, you know.
How basically and stop Mr. Sinister and hopefully bring back the mutants metaphorically. All I'm hoping is that this not only is probably without a doubt the best trailer of 2016.
Yeah, it's amazing. It hits you emotionally.
Yeah, it's the
last
feels.
trailer that hit like with the feels other than The Force Awakens was Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
That was a great
you
trailer. It's a
felt the
great movie.
feels.
This is gonna be great. Other than Episode 8, it's my most hype movie of next year.
Other than like Dawn of
Gonna
Planet
be
of the Apes,
awesome.
it's like my hype movie next year because it feels so different from any of the other X-Men movies.
This is Hugh Jackman's big movie. So
Last hurrah.
that's it. Subscribe to his YouTube channel and
we'll be back.
new videos every now and then. We don't do it every week. We're too lazy.
Bye.